Hey there, Scrappy friends. It's Shelly, and I am Scrappy Longstocking. I got my storyteller kit for number 4, which is the colors, finally, in the mail earlier this week, and I've put it in my envelope. This envelope comes from Hobby Lobby. I think they come in like packs of 5 or 7 or something like that. And then I've put the embellishments in my Rubbermaid container so that things do not fall out and I don't lose them. I've decided to use my kit of packaging that I had stashed away in my craft closet. And I've got my trimmer out today along with my scissors and other tools. And then my notebook, I'm going to go ahead and give it a go to start planning this kit. And I thought I'd bring you along with me. Usually these videos turn out to be pretty long. But what I'm going to try and do is maybe not talk so much. But I think I usually end up talking a lot in these videos just because I'm explaining things, but I'm also wondering if I talk so much in them because I'm trying to keep the audio going. So I know I'm going to cut up some of these pieces today, and what I'll do, if I end up not talking some of the time, I'll just fill it in with some chill music. Let me put my phone on silent. Some chill music so that it's not silent air over, there we go. Silent air over the video. Okay, so let's see. I know, first of all, this is the, what is it called? This is the challenge page this month. And honestly, I'm super glad that I started buying the digital kits of these because first of all, they're two-sided. That means that I can print out the second side of this page because it's really cute. It's sort of grungy herringbone pattern in a green, and I really like it. But I can also reprint this page as many times as I want, so that's helpful. And I think what I need to buy is a 3-inch punch because I have an idea to punch this out, and this is 3 inches, and I want that curve in my punch. I could technically, the cats are out today, and I'm not sure if they're going to behave. So if they start fighting, then I'll pause the video and go put them away or cut it out or whatever. So I need to buy a 3-inch punch because I bought a 2-inch punch and I have a 1.5-inch punch. Let me double check. Yes, these are the 2 punches I have. So I think I need a 3-inch punch as well to do the idea that I'm going to do on this. There's a couple of different ideas I had. One of them is 3x4 photo, 3x4 card with journaling. That's very simple. The other idea I have is to punch this out and use it on a 4x6. Or I guess I could use it on a 3x4 as well and just punch it out. So I know I'm going to cut this one up today. So I'm going to set that one aside. And then I can reprint this one out as an 8x8, which is the size of my, which is the size that I'm switching to for a lot of my projects. These are they're a little bit more, they're about 2 1/4 at the widest spot. I think this one's more easy to see the long line. Let's see. Yeah, they're 2 1/4. And then I was thinking I'm just going to cut these out into squares. I'm not going to fussy cut all that. So I like that. I'm just going to cut them into squares and then I'll punch these out. So the other option is, since they're slightly wonky, I could fussy cut them out instead of using a punch, which might be the better idea since they won't fit in the 2 and they're wonky. I love this. Immediately when I saw this one, I thought about my collection over the last couple of months of the Sunshines and Lemons from the Stories by the Month kits. I think these might be peaches or they might be apples. I'm not sure, but I'm 100% sure those are lemons. So I think it would be a great scrapbook page where I could scrap lift someone and use this page. So I can reprint this one as 8x8 as well. So I'm going to set this one aside for cutting. This one, these two, also cutting them up. I purchased the stamp. I think it's called the Currently stamp. I purchased it in digital. I don't want to buy the physical stamps. First of all, I think they cost a lot more than I'm willing to spend on a stamp. They cannot be adjusted for size. They take up space in my craft room, and I don't want to buy all the inks. So all of the storage, the ink, and the stamps themselves cost more money than I want to spend. I want to use my craft dollars for papers, stickers, vellum, etc., not for stamps. The benefit of having them digitally is that I can use them, change their size. I can take the colors of the kit by downloading an image. So usually I download the image from Ellie Edwards' website, and then I put them into Canva, and then I can take those colors from the photo that I've downloaded in or other parts of the kit, and I can change the color of the stamp. So that's what I intend to do. So excuse me. These two, I'm going to cut them up into 4x6. I like them. I love, love, love these florals. And because I want these 4x6s, again, I can reprint these in the 8x8 size. I do not have a large format printer. I only have regular max 8.5 by 11 size printers. Also going to cut this one up. Not a fan of this, but let me go see if I can find the paper from the Fun Storyteller kit. That is almost the same paper. The color, I think, is the same. And the only difference is that this herringbone on this pattern is wider and taller. So it's only slightly different. So that's the Storyteller Fun Kit. So if you have this paper left, you can also use that paper together if you wanted or needed to. So not a fan of this one. I'm not sure what it's supposed to say, but I think it's supposed to have words on it. So also cutting that one up. This one I kind of like. I'm not sure how I would use it. I thought about using it while I'm on vacation and for my vacation documenting in September to add to the sunshines and the beach theme that I've already got. So I kind of like it. So it would be helpful to use as an extra. So I like that. Also, I like this pattern more. And I'm kind of glad that it's double-sided because I would not, it's less likely that I'm going to use this. I'm not going to say I'm not going to use it. But this one, definitely, I will use that. I think it would be fun to put, I'm certain that this 1.5 inch punch will fit in there. thinking that, why am I doing it that way? Yeah, so a 2-inch punch would fit in there. Just barely. It would cover the whole thing. So I think I would use my 1.5 punch, and I could use this for words and photos. I like that. So I'm not going to cut that one up. This one, I have a 9x12 album, so I would cut, let's see, where does 9 inches falls on the sun? So I think I could potentially just cut a couple of edges off, and I can use the scraps for other things. So that, let's see, 9 is here. So it would potentially not completely ruin the image. I could also reprint this as an 8x8 size on regular paper or on vellum. Love this paper. I like the graphic nature of it. I like that she's including some of those. This is the vellum. This floral is the same floral as the other. Again, I would probably want to include this big flower. And let me take this other stuff out from under here. So this big flower, and 9 inches is here if I wanted to add it into my album for some reason. It's also large enough for 8. Yeah, the big flower would fit in the 8. So there's the 12x12 papers. I'm going to go ahead and cut these down now. So fun tip, if you didn't know, Hobby Lobby sells these blades for these trimmers, and the weeks, I think they're on a 2-week sales cycle now. So the weeks that they have their sewing supplies on sale for 40% off is the week that they have these on sale for 40% off, because they include all of the Fiskars products that they have in the 40% off sale for sewing. So I stocked up on these. They're $10.49 for a 2-pack, and 40% off. I don't know. I think about 3 or 4 of them, the 2-pack. So it's like at least a few months supplies, because I'm finding that this thing, it wears out the blade much, much faster. Now that these are cut up, let me move this to the side over here so that I have this to write on. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 love cards. If I had a die cutting machine, I might cut this out and then use it on top of a photo as a frame. The love word, that is. I could cut this out and use it as a frame, the square portion on there. I could just put a photo inside of there, which is a very likely way. So it's about 2.5 by 2.5. So it's an actual square. So I like that. And there's 6 of them. That would be great in a Project Life spread, since there's 7 days in a week. Could reprint one and have one for each day of the week. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's going to be 6 of these shapes as well. These would be easy enough to reprint so that they have all of the colors in the kit, all of the main colors in the kit. Good journaling spots. I think this would be a filler card for me, I think, with maybe a circle embellishment over here. Maybe color those in, the white sunshine lines. Here's an idea I think I'm going to do, is to make this shape a full page. Probably change the rag color to another color in the kit, like maybe this lime green, I'm drawn to that. This blue color, I love that. And then write stories inside of there. So that's my number 1 idea that I'm going to write down, is to make it a full page. And this 3x4, I believe, will increase well to a 6x8 because they're divisors of each other. So I'm just writing a full page reprint of the red 3x4 sun card. And how I do that in Canva is I'll just make an 8.5 by 11 page, set up a 6x8 photo box on that 8.5 by 11 page, and then I'll insert the entire 12 by 12 page and then expand it or crop it so that it expands to fill the 6x8 spot. That's how I do it. And that way when I print it, it is the right size that I want, and I don't have a problem putting that in a page protector that way. I'm additionally going to write down reprint 3x4 seed ticket cards with different colors. For Project Life, and I'll know that means I want more of them. Reprint the love 3x4s for Project Life. All right. Can use these for journaling. All right, these, let's sort them out. Should I put these into, so I'm going to put these here together, and then I'm going to put these love ones together. They could also tell a story of 7 things you're loving right now. Seven things I'm loving. Let's see, here's the story. These are nice. They have a faux craft paper background. So they sort of go together. Well, the whole kit goes together. What am I talking about? The sole becomes dyed with the color of its spots. That's interesting. Memory. Here's the story. If you have Photoshop, I haven't figured out if it's possible to do it in Canva yet. But in Photoshop, you can take the shape and add a picture to it. And I think this would be a good spot to make it a 6x8 or make it a, enlarge it and then use that circle as a photo spot. I suppose all of these shapes, if you were so inclined. I'm not super into that. I would probably just use this as a journaling spot, like each one of them. I would be open to using this as a photo spot. Let's see, it's slightly over 3 and 3. So I might do a 2.5 by 2.5 and then fit it inside of there. That would be worth it, I think. Color is the place where our brain and the universe meet. Love life. I like this to go along with these. Yeah, that would make a great, yep, 7. I need 7. That's a 9 by 12 page right there. So that would go well. I'm going to put those together. Life is art, live yours in color. I like those together. I like this together. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 12 by 12 page. I might be willing to shrink this down to 8 by 8 and fit it into my album because I'm not doing 12 by 12 anymore. Next year, I'm thinking about doing the 10 by 12 with 12 by 12 full page interspersed. But I'm not sure. I could just as easily cut down the full page protectors to the same size as the 10 by 12 and just operate in a 10 by 12, which I like that idea a lot because it would give me the option to do like a 6 grid on these and do 1 page at a time. But I do like both of these, so I might be willing to reprint both of these as 8 by 8. What is my reprint? The 4 by 6 card. And then I can use them in my story album. So I like those together. I like, let's see, what would make sense to do? So this is a 3 by 4 photo that I need to put in my December daily album. And this one is, what is it, like 1.5, I think, by 2. It's 1 3/4 by, yeah, 1.5 by 1 3/4. So this is the size I'm printing for my book journal. Let's see, I've only got 3 by 3s there. So just printing something like this, a little bit larger. As a matter of fact, it's a play on words. If I wanted to use it in my book journal, because it's, here's the story, this would be great if you're doing something like that and want a little color in there, is to do, here's the story, and do a book review of the book you just read. Here's the story. And I like that actually right under there. That's kind of cool too. I like that. I like that idea. That's a good idea. What else? I mean, a standard project life page, if you put if I put, if you did, I'm not probably, let's see, I would do 2 1/4 square photo over here and then journaling over here. Then you have little room for embellishments and stuff if you want. That's a cute idea. Life is art, live yours in color. And this would be nice as a 2-page spread if you were doing like, so it would fit as a 2-page spread if you were doing like Project Life as a 12 by 12 size. And then you could alternate photos and then tell the story. So that would work. Let's see. So definitely want to use those in Project Life. I would probably break these up and combine it with some of these colorful ones. Let's see, where'd the one? Memories, color. I like the little hearts there. These would be great to cut out and use as embellishments. Let's see. Love life. All right, let's move on. Okay, so 10 details. Definitely want to buy a 3-inch punch so that I can do my idea. What would I want to document? Oh, so here's one way to think about it is 10 things in this season is the subtitle of this details card. I am doing my fall album, and these are not super duper fall colors, but I don't know as if it, I mean, like oranges, this color of yellow is. So I mean they're good colors. The hue of them is what I'm talking about. So I'm also spending the first week of September. So yeah, all right. My brain is going too fast. So if I wanted to use them in my fall album to document my my fall trip, or well, I guess it's whatever, it's my Labor Day trip. It's not quite fall yet. It's the end of summer. Kids will already have been going back to school, so I scheduled a trip to the Gulf Coast for September. And because I wanted there to be less people, less possibility of like lots of noise and lots of kids, and I mean, children are people too, but I don't have any, so I want an adult vacation, not like anything dirty, but so making a single page or double page. So double page in my album. I actually haven't picked the album yet. I could print these to 4 by 4 instead of 3 by 4. Let me get this out of the way. 1, 2. So I do need 12. So with the 10 by 12 or the 9 by 8, 8 by 9 size, the 3 would fit on each page. 10 things in this season. I don't like that. I like it in the middle of there. This is kind of an extra. What else do we got? What do we got? What? I could reprint this to a 3 by 4 size if I wanted to do that. I could just use this card that went along with it, this card, as the ending card. I could cut it in half so it has the same vibe as the other one, and put it on top of there. So I would end up with a double page spread if I decided to use a 10 by 12 album, which I don't think I will. So if it was 6 by 8, there would be 1. So that's front. So if I'm doing left and then right and then left, and all right, so it would be 3 pages. So front, left and right, and then back, which I'm not a super fan of, but that would be fine. I could include extra photos to make it double 2-page, or I could just leave it 3-page. So I like that idea. So community challenge. And I think I'll highlight this one on the page because I think it's going to be next week or next month or the month after. Let's see, August, September, October. Yeah, so October is usually the month. And this is August right now. No, July, August, September, and then October, November, December. Yeah. So September is the month usually for the community challenge, I think. And this is late because we just got the kit late. I'm going to take a break real quick. Hook it up. So 3-inch punch. Let's see. Another idea is just to reprint the whole thing 8 by 8, and then it'll fit into an 8 by 8 protector. No, that's not what I want to do. I mean, that might be a good idea, but I think it would end up being pretty small for what I want to do. So reprint to 4 by 4 cards, which would be expanding the size. It's easy enough to do to pull them into a 4 by 4 box in Canva and then expand it so that each card fits. I think it might distort this. So that might not be what I actually want to do. Photos plus the cards to tell a season story, like fall, winter, spring. It could also tell like a story of, where'd the thing go? Like, just because it says 10 things in this season, I mean, I could cover that up with a word phrase sticker, which there wasn't any in this kit, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. Also, I don't know if you all noticed, I noticed that the September Stories by the Month kit coordinates with this kit a lot. Like a lot. So, let me stick that over there. Tell a story of a season. Use the word phrase. A season doesn't have to be like a natural season. It could be a season of life. So like, 30s, 40s, 50s, the season of parenthood, the season of the empty nester, the season of marriage, the season of divorce, the season of easy stuff, the season of hard stuff, season of gardening, a season of letting the land lie fallow. Like, there's seasons for everything. Okay. I don't even know what else I was going to write. So I have the idea. So I know, and I can use it. Oh, that's what I was going to write. Use it to tell fall stories. And so I could put the fall story in my storyteller album, and then it would have just the 2-page spread with the 12 pieces. So I do also like the idea of shrinking this one. I'm going to add that idea in there. Shrink the love life 4x6 to 3x4. So there's that possibility as well. Okay, I'll have to mute out the crinkling because I really don't like it. Again, this time, I think I'm going to use this again for another gratitude page. So I like that. I like that it's going to be a different set of gratitudes from a different place in my life. I like that, I mean, I could use either side of it, but after I did the first one, that was really kind of cool. So I can leave the pieces, I can put them back in, I could use this for the date or that for the date. So they're pretty easy to, do I get it right or wrong? Oh, it's right, okay. So I could just put them right back in and then use washi tape on the back and then tape it all down once I'm finished. So that's an idea. Okay, I did turn it back on. I was thinking I didn't turn it back on. So that's what I had with that. As soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to do it again. So last time I used word phrase stickers and just handwriting. So that'll probably be one of the first things I do. Let's see. So let's stick that aside. Letter stickers. These titles, I love them. I love them. I'm so glad I have the digital kit because I can make them larger, I can make them smaller. I have to remember that I also have the stamp, so I'll print that out to put in my stamp album, and I'll have it with this kit so that I can use it for titles. Let me see if I can screenshot it and bring it up on my phone from the Allie Edwards website. Okay. Okay. So I don't know if y'all can see that. This is the thing. This is the digital stamp. It's called the currently digital stamp. So let's see. It says, oh, that's kind of cool. It's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all in a row. I don't know if they're individuals or if they're aligned, but I would line them up and use them as like a day of the week or month. Yeah, days of the week. I like that. Remember this in this season, here for this. I know I want to remember this. Words plus photos, don't forget. Capturing all the details of life right now. It's all part of this story of this life, one day at a time, one story at a time. Yeah, like there's a few things from this season of life. So I could take this card, put a box over that in the digital version, and then put that stamp right on top of that box, and it'll say a few things from this season of life. And then I don't have to use all 10 or all 12 of these cards. I could just use however many I want. Let's see. Capturing the details of right now. That's a good one to put on top of there. Some details from around here. Same. Like, using the digitals makes it pretty easy. So that's an idea for that. All right. Today, so let's see. Today is here, so that's the same today. She has the story on here, but story there. Life is not on there. Memory is not on there, and details is not on there. So can use these titles along with this stamp and can create multiple word titles. Yeah, so that'll work for me. And then the story can recreate. So I don't know how to create this ombre effect in Canva. I hope you can see that, but it's the same as this. So I can recreate these cards using this card and just recolor the letters, or I can use this stamp and create as many of these as I want. And I think this dot border there is probably from that other stamp that she made, which was I think it was like a border stamp or something like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 of those. Just the story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those documenting life. There's a lemon card to go along with the lemon paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Creative people don't have a mess. They have ideas lying around everywhere. I like that. I like that very much. In nature, light creates the color. In the picture, color creates the light. And I can't see Henry Hoffman or Huffman, one of those two. Okay, again, Project Life, a large event story like family reunion, a wedding, a birth, a Christian, like big deal things. Documenting life, like everyday life. The same idea is cutting this. I mean, it might also be fun to cut it this way just to have like oppositional elements. Reprinting these in the same colors, reprinting them, changing the colors. Like I would definitely take these and print additional ones in the additional colors of the kit. I might print 7 of them for a Project Life to do a daily spread. It would really be fun to have a half 3x4, which would be what, 2x3? Yeah, 2x3. And put it either way. It could be landscape or portrait. And journaling on the other half. Easy peasy. Or just fitting it right inside. So printing the 2x3 with a border and then cutting it out and inserting it right in there. That's a fun way to do it with those. The same with these. I have an aversion to writing on colors, but this color is pretty light. This one's not as light, but I bet a black pen would show up okay on it. And I think initially as soon as I saw these, I wanted to reprint with different colors. Like this would be great as a border, same as this would be great. Is there one of these? Yeah, see, that's already there. So I would just try and get one with all the rest of the colors. This might also be a fun idea if you have a whole lot of words and photos to bring it all together and print them so that see. I mean, literally, you could use all of these cards together and print them so that they match up. So this and that match up. And where'd the other one go? Way to be weird and not prepared. So you have your details card, and you know, we've already talked about the subtitle, and so here we go. And then maybe a filler card or another journaling card, and then the same over here. There's not a, so like just match up the borders. Let's see, it's this one and that one. This one and that one. And let's see, this one and that one. And so you can just go and go and go with a longer story. And then, so just needing to print out those with the colors to match. So yeah, just need those with the colors to match. I like that. I'm going to mix those all together. And this would be something for a long story where you have your number 9 detail, right? But you maybe have, you don't have a 3-inch punch, or you don't want to buy a 3-inch punch. So you can put an embellishment on the top. I don't know, that's kind of not making sense. Maybe that makes sense. And then your photos over here and your journaling here. You know, word phrase sticker or one of these little guys. Good stuff. There's that. That little guy. See? Nice. Fun. I like it. Yeah, so, okay. You guys get the idea. I feel like I'm beating that to death. All right. And then that's a long story. This story cards, I think they just go great in Project Life 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would use the stamp. Or change color in Canva. Or honestly, it's just, they're just such cute cards. I mean, I would not just mind reprinting them in the same colors and using them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to have 7 cards and use in a Project Life album, or a 7-day trip where you just give a quick overview in a Project Life album, or a 7-day event, or you're just standard 7 days. Okay. Documenting life. I don't know if there's a stamp to meet this. This might just be 5 things about loving life, about life, documenting life. What's in this? Currently, I think there's a currently stamp in there. Yeah, currently, a few things from this season of life, documenting. I like that. 10 stamp. And I would probably put that on a 4x6. And then I have the option of using this for journaling and filling it in next to a photo. So side by side with a photo. And then I like that idea. This would go great with my fall album. It would just, I mean, however, wherever you want to put it, really. A few things from this season. What kind of story would be fun to tell? It might go well with this 3x4 card about being creative. What creative projects are you working on? How are they showing up? This would be a cute, just single page, or if I added, it would end up being a 2-page spread. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put these together. I'm going to go ahead and grab that one. Let's see, details. That would go well. Life, memory, story, today. This would go great with day in the life. And that, I mean, it might go well with week in the life, actually, with that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yep. Okay. Let's moving on so this doesn't end up to being 3-hour video. I'm probably going to fast forward some of the pieces where I'm working on things. Okay. These are single-sided. This is the same. So if I use this as 2 pages, let me do this. Okay. I think if I ended up doing a photo with it, well, that's not helpful at all. Let's do it this way. I would need like a filler or something maybe, and then the same over again. So and this page, whoops. So it would have to go like these. So maybe I should do it like that. Or top, it doesn't matter. So top and bottom, left and right. Let me put these back. I would have to figure it out as I go along. But top and bottom might work the best to match up the stories with the setup. And just do the title plus the filler card. So a title plus a filler card would result in enough spots to fill an 8x9 page protector. So, and then this would go with that because that might be an extra one, and then put a box on there and use this stamp. So there's that one. Nope, that's that same one. Okay. That's easy enough just to stick a photo and words in. It's a larger version on a smaller piece of paper of that blue floral. Love, love, love this. I like the idea of leaving this as a full page, or using in a project like Week in the Life. I think it would be it's 7 inches across. So if you cut a 1/2 inch off of each side, you would end up with only the white space. So that's not going to work. So this has to sort of be on a 7 or out. You either have to cut it into strips and use it as like a title spot or a journaling spot, which might be the best way to use it, or to fit photos in there. They would be really tiny photos. Yeah, it's like 3/4 of an inch, about 3/4 of an inch wide. Yeah, so maybe that's the best way to do it, is to do it as like a word strip. Or, I mean, I guess technically you can just put a photo wherever you want and tell some stories about it here. That would work too, just to cover it up the edges, and then it fits right in those spots there. And then I might want to do it like that. If that sort of doesn't look right, I do like that. If I used a grid and numbered them, so if I used a collage, then there would be 4 photos in the photo and 1, 2, 3, 4 journaling spots to say what's in the photo. And this would remain the full page. I like that because I like this color block. I think in the, what kit was that last year? When the story play kits was books or read or something like that last year, and it had a similar setup to that. So I do like that. Matter of fact, these go well with this. These 4 cards go well with this. So that looks, those two look great together. I love, love, love that. Okay. So that's by itself. I need to get some more of these. So I'm going to put number 11 on the back. And, okay. I feel like we had one of these before too. I would probably use this as just a currently. I think it would be fun to print currently on vellum, fit it to this spot, and then, you know, adhere it down. It would probably have to be about 3/4 of an inch. And then so the ING page with currently stamp. And I could either just put a photo in there, or I could put photo and journaling, or a combination, alternating combination, like a list of what I'm eating, a picture of something I've made recently, what am I loving, a list of what I'm listening to, like that. That would be great. So what I say, 3/4 inch stamp area, print. I could print on vellum, or I could print on sticker paper. Another thing I was thinking is just to go ahead and cut my regular 3-inch square notepad on in half using my ruler and my cutting knife, and then I would have some of these smaller pieces. I saw this and I immediately wanted to use it for my fall album, but I don't know how. I think also it kind of matches some of the what's it called? The August from last year, the story kit, because it had a lot of the checkerboard pattern. Let us lay in the sun. Oh, I did. So these in my brain, they go together. Let us lay in the sun plus count every beautiful thing we can see. I am going to the beach. I'm going to the beach. And I like this. I wonder if there, so what I'm thinking is, I wonder if there's some way, like I would love to just cut this out and put it on top, but I don't know if I'll like it. Another way to do this is to print this on, this is what I might do. I might print this on 8x8 paper and then print this on vellum and use the 8x8 as a spot for photos. And it would end up, I mean, I could do however many photos I want to do with it, but it would be like from my perspective at the beach. Let us lay in the sun and count every beautiful thing we can see. So this is a vacation album page. At the beach. So print the 7x8 quote page on vellum, and then print the sun page on paper, and then overlay quote on the sun and use layers of photos. I have a picture in my head because I also don't want to cover up the entire sun, right? So it might be fun to put, like, I feel like I'm going to have a little trouble explaining it, but I think you all will get it because you're also crafters. So if I lay, this is really cool, y'all. So if I layer it for 3 layers, so if I layer it for 3 layers, and then this is vellum, and then the photos are adhered to vellum, and then underneath the cards, so if they're all on vellum, then they will flip over, and then the journaling will be written on the sun paper. I'll either type it or write it, and then I could put boxes so that I know where to put my 3x4 photos and line it up so that it all matches. And it'll be a 3-layer open photos and journaling. To tell the story of my view from the beach, or my room if it happens to be overlooking the beach, which I don't think it will be. It might be. I can't remember if I paid extra for the view, room with the view. If I did, that would be spectacular, right? Boom. That's a good one. And then since this paper matches, right, I can use that one as well. So I like that. I'm going to put these story cards there too. Okay, so this is 12 by 12. So I'm going to put those over there. What number is that? 13. And then, y'all, I will still have this, but I don't really know what to do with these larger pieces. Maybe I'll add them in my giveaway, a giveaway later on. Keeping it real, documenting pieces of life, looking for the stories, writing things down, having fun, taking photos, recording stories, looking through the lens, bring together words and photos. That's pretty cool. Keeping it real. I like it. I like it. All right. These two look good together. Ooh, these two look really good together. Not really sure. Not really sure. Okay. These are just unplanned. And I got those. So reprint. Did I write down 7 things of living footprint? Okay. Reprint the florals 12 by 12 is what I'm writing down. Alrighty, have I gotten through? Oh, there's some of these. Okay, so what I did was there was something, I think these were in this little envelope, so I put these little asterisks. Such a weird word. Okay. Another word, love. Like. Okay. And then these funky pieces here. All right. Do I want to... Okay. Put all the shapes together. 3 memories. I like those. This is the story. Good stuff. Colors equal hope. I think that's weird. I don't really know what that was supposed to trigger. The vellum pieces. These guys. Where'd that? Okay. So some of these are paper. And some of these are chipboard. Okay. So these are chipboard circles. For the love of color. Does this fit in my little container? No. Okay. Bright and beautiful. That's kind of a cool thing. A memory. I might be inclined to fussy cut that out. One can speak poetry just by arranging colors well. That's Van Gogh. Ooh, that might be fun for a museum. Another memory. This floral thing. Remember these things. Another season. Another story. Okay. Where'd that paper go? This one is a kind of like similar shape. Colorful joys. Note to self. Stories are life. Documenting is fun. This little thing. This might be fun to make a full page. This little piece right here. Seek joy. I like that. My secondary word this year is seek. So I like that. Package of memories. So when I initially saw these, what's this? Do I want to add this? Nobody knows what they are doing. Note to self. That's cute. Gratitude for everything. That would be great for a gratitude page. Seeds of memories. Everlasting goodness. I would probably use these for journaling. That's really cute. I like that one. More. 1, 2, 3. Package of memories. Is there 4 of these little guys? Gratitude for everything. Yeah, I might be inclined to reprint these as 3 by 4 size. and stick them in pockets and use them as journaling spots, either on vellum or paper. Seeds and memories. Okay, so there's only 2 of those. All right. Let's see. These little guys, I probably want more of these, especially if I use them on top of this. So very thankful for this colorful memory. Okay, note to self, yeah. Definitely going to reprint some more of these. They're about 2 inches, a little more than 2 inches tall, and about 2 1/4 wide. So I might shrink them down so they fit in 2x2 pockets, and then type journaling, or make them larger to fit in 4x4 pockets or 3x4 pockets. That's the beauty of having, I don't have any specific triggers for, if everyone would look for that uniqueness, then we would have a very colorful world. Remember moments. This would be fun to put in there. And do sideways and then photos. I mean, you can still do it this way, but if you wanted to, if I wanted to, I could put it in a 8x10 album that long ways. I like that idea. Gratitude for these memories. Same here. I like the idea of putting those there. I also like the idea of just creating a flip down. That might be fun. Just creating a crease and doing a flip down. There's only 3 of these, so that might work that way. Gratitude for everything. Oh, nope, I lied. There's 4. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I can create a little spot so that 6 of them. So there's 6. I don't know as if they all fit. I could cut them down and fit over that. That might be fun. That might be fun. Maybe on a larger piece of paper. So if I had the 9x12, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Make little pockets. Vellum on vellum. And then those would fit in there. They would go down too far, so might have to cut it off. All right, let's see. No, for sure. I'm going to use that graphic "love this" over and over again. And I will probably change the colors so that it's not just black. It's multiple colors. Let's see. This kind of, I almost want to pull this into Canva and then create a circle. So create a grid and then overlay a circle with a border so that I can line it up to this circle, the inside of this circle. And then put some photos inside of it. And then I can also print journaling on top of it, have another layer, and then adhere the circles, and then I could use a brad for a hinge over top, or it could just be a flip. Okay, so I'm gonna write number 15. Not as many ideas with this one. Okay. I think these two really would go very well together, like to fussy cut some of these out. This might be fun to build a layer on, to like cut this here and then cut this here and then put here over top, and then a photo or a grid of photos, or literally fussy cut the whole thing out and put it on top, or reprint on vellum as an overlay for this and have photos. I like that the best. I like it the best. 16. Let's see, what am I going to call this? Reprint the red messy scallop. I can still cut it and use it like at the top, and then put photos and journaling here, do another one sort of in the middle. Yeah, that would totally work. So this one's number 16. I feel like these two kind of go together. I do like this page. I just don't know what I would do. Like 6 things, one, like stamp 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These titles are pretty good. 6 memories. That would fit in there. Top or bottom? Is that centered on the page? Yes. Details and memories. I don't know if I want to use both of them. I don't want to cover up the whole. I might reprint this on sticker paper so that it's see-through. Like that. And then put 6 memories in there of something, anything. I love this page. I'm tempted to hoard it. Now, I like pink and orange together. I just don't know what I would use it for, but I'm sure something. Okay, I think, have I gone through the entire kit? I went through the embellishments, the papers. I think I've got almost this entire kit either reprinted, a different size, a different color. I think it would be wonderful. Where'd that green paper go? To use these, I think I just put the other ones in there, yeah, in here to tell stories, little photos, memories. I like it. These would also go well. These are colorful memories, like it. For the love of color. Not sure how I would use that one. Okay, these don't fit without bending. I don't want to bend them. Okay. All right, friends, I am going to do a quick recap of this, my plans for this kit. The first 4 is to reprint and resize from the digital kit a couple of different things from the kit. One is to print as a full size the 3/4 inch 3x4 inch sun card, and then reprint the 3x4 seed and ticket cards with different colors. Reprint the 3x4 love cards for 7 things I'm loving, and then use the shape cards for journaling. I believe that's these right here. Reprint the 4x6 card pages as 8x8. So there's that. Number 6 was the community challenge to get a 3-inch punch because I don't have one. and reprint these to 4x4 cards. I think what I was thinking was to go ahead and cut that out and maybe make a flip open. I was thinking, it looks like I was thinking to tell a season story, or use it to tell fall stories. That would be fun. And number 7 was the gratitude page with the chipboard. Number 8 is to reprint the color box card to match the detail cards. I think that's these here, maybe. Oh, no, I think that's these here. Use this stamp to change the colors in the story card to use in Project Life. This is number 10 and number 18. Stamp currently and a few things from the Season of Life stamps. Yeah, so documenting life, that's these cards here. Number 11 is to use as blocks for journal spots. So it looks like what I was thinking was to put a 3x4 card, 2 3x4 photos on there, and then to journal next to them. This one's pretty easy. It is to use the currently stamp and then go ahead and write in or use photos for this ing items. Vacation album page. I think that was the 12x12 sun, to print it on paper. And then the 7x8 quote page on vellum. And then do some overlay and layers of photos. And then my view from the room with the beach. Add 3x4 the story cards, possibly. Number 14, to use vellum seed packets as pockets or flips. Number 15 is to create a grid overlay with circle border for photos. I think that's here to create a collage photo that will fit inside of there. And then to use a hinge or something to flip that. And then 16 is to reprint the red scallop, messy scallop on vellum for typed journaling. Yellow, let's see, and yellow circle with photos or journaling. The red messy scallop. What? I don't remember what that was. But it goes with this. Oh, it's the messy scallop. I don't want to open it because these page protectors, they crinkle a lot. And then number 17 is to do a 9x12 grid with these 4x6 cards. So you do the 4x6 and the 3x4 photo, or insert the photo in here and then have the story right next to it. Let's see, 3x4 creative projects with 5 3x4 with blue paper. And then number 19 is the story album, to seek joy, remember the moments. So this one, seek joy, remember the moments. And then use the grid and the flower. And then number 20 is to use this paper and the Love This vellum, this right here, to tell a story of things I'm loving. I think that would look really nice. And then it looks like these are the remaining items that I did not plan. So let me put this over here. Just some different items. So this was planned and that was planned. I think that was planned, but this one was not. And then these are useful. Oh, here's number 3. That was out of order. Let's see, what was number 3? I think I was, reprint these so that I have 7 of them maybe. It looks like that's what I was thinking. Okay, friends. So it looks like I've got most of this kit planned out. I have decided to keep these in these kits once they've been planned out in these plastic envelopes in my craft closet. And I have these packaging pieces left over from the various kits that I've subscribed to. Let me put this in order. There we go. Number 3 and number 4. So they'll all go in here, and then I'll have my journal handy to see like what I'm planning, and then I usually check them off as I go along. So there it is. It's all together. I can see through it. I've got it labeled. All the pieces for the various stories that I want to tell are organized in there. So friends, thank you for hanging out with me today. I enjoyed hanging out with you. Go ahead and press the like button and the subscribe button if you want to let the algorithm know you want to see more of this. And I'll see you around the internet, friends. Bye.